I don't know if there's a feeling as bad as going to the refrigerator to get a drink, and then you realize that you bought stuff, but you didn't actually put it in the fridge. I don't know if there's any feeling as bad as that. Is there? I'm not sure. So then you put this stuff in the fridge, and you're like, okay, I'll wait an hour. And then you wait an hour, but that's not enough time. It needs like 5 or 6 hours. Are you announcing where you're going? Bro. Really? Put it in the freezer? Yeah, but then I risk like my shit getting frozen and fucked up. What?
I want to ask you something.
What?
Can you tweet this? Remember I talked about it before? Don't read it loud. Or is that good framing? I can't tell. It's getting annoying by people.
You could try it. You're
Okay.
jumping into a whole meme. Good luck.
Yeah, that's Mel. Fucking time to meme. Would you tweet it?
Oh my god, it's CS2.
In. The ceiling just fucking caved in. The actual fucking ceiling just caved in.
Cringe.
Please, 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 clip this, please. Clip this.
What are they doing? Check the comments. Oh, cute.
But otherwise, I am in pain and suffering. Thank you, Diddy, for the 12. But otherwise, I am in pain.
That off.
No one told me.
I mean,
Thanks for
I jumped in with
coming
these,
to
and it's
the
that's actually fun.
Count into a cannonball! Right? Cannonball!
Oh my god!
Let's go! Let's go! Can I go now, please?
Push the little shit car out of the road. No. Look.
Wait, why did he do that?
At least the key is inside.
Push the
Oh,
little
okay.
shit car out of the road.
When it like drips down the pole into my clothes.
Wait.
Yeah, the upper
Yeah.
shot is deep.
It is.
because
It
it
is.
drips in.
I was thinking about the egg up there. That would really be.
Oh,
deep.
that would be deep.
What is
Why?
it?
Why? Why is this reaction like my Oh no! Let me find that! No! I can believe it! Oh no! Okay. No, that's
Emily,
so
go stop it.
embarrassing.
Stop.
Gotcha!
Okay. Ooh, all right. I don't even know why I went live, I'm gonna be honest with you.
What a great movie that was. How are y'all doing? Pod class in session, you're goddamn right. Oh, we're gonna talk about Destiny's Child today.
Family. You just can't come home and pass out in the lazy boy and say, I made the money for the groceries. I made the car payment. Your most important responsibility starts when you walk in the door of your house, not when you leave the door of your house. You're responsible not just for provision and security. You're responsible for the emotional well-being of your family. Okay? And so I'll do Husband 101. Sometimes she tells me things, and I want to fix it. I learned a long time ago I'm supposed to listen and not fix everything.
It's not about the nail.
Have any control over what you wear when you go out?
Oh, hell no. No.
If Charlie wears something a little too big revealing urban, I should have a bit say so just because like you were a reflection of me.
No.
If that makes sense.
No. I walked out here
She
this
on that
minute,
feminist shit.
right, because I'm a woman of 2023.
Extra Emily is a new retarded Asian that has owned LSF for the last few months. I've never seen Extra Emily act like that, actually. I don't know if she's ever done content like that. I could be wrong, but it seems like she just says like normal, like, I don't, whatever that content is.
Like, women can wear what they want to wear. I shouldn't have to talk to my husband about wearing what I should wear, you know?
You find like one, but at the same time, also be respectable and respect your
No,
husband.
if I want to wear a bralette, I can wear a bralette out. I shouldn't have to ask my husband. I'm not saying my thing though. He's saying if I wear a bralette and underwear. That's what I'm saying. I know. A man should not be able. A man should not be able to tell a woman what she should and should not wear. It's 2023. If there's one law, that means men cannot tell women what they should wear. That's period. That's anything.
Something really interesting. It's the bad boy paradox, they call it, that young, naive women are attracted to those Machiavellian types. But when they get older and more experienced...
There's an old saying that says, fire me once, shame on. Shame on you. Fire me, you can't get fired again.
Attracted to it, as far as I can tell, and I talked about this with Buzz to see if I was way off on the wrong track, is that those reckless, fearless people mimic real fearless competence. And young women aren't good at distinguishing between the two. And so they get sucked in by the sort of psychopathic recklessness because they think it's fearless competence. And then, of course, the guys who are doing that, they'll prey on that because they're trying to aid competence. But what women are really after in their heart of hearts, they might be out for adventure too, because there's that element of it. But they want that fearlessness that does go along with true generosity and competence, and also the ability to keep, real darkness away.
Make more than their husbands and heterosexual.
What is does this whole show just start with like 30 random fucking TikTok clips? Holy shit! What the fuck is happening? Is this?
You trying to have a good time. You're trying not to reproduce. Okay, I gotta pull that out because I will probably get chapped for that one. Hey, how's it going? Oh wait, here, thank you, whoever gave me this.
That's nasty. It is nasty, right? Isn't it nasty? Oh.
God, perfect. Thank you. That will be like forever. I'm gonna have to trade that one, I think, to Chris Pogson for a good one. Big Mo, if you're watching, let's deal. Oh boy, what a great day. Hey, happy Easter, man. He's risen, right? Yeah, see, I know Christianese.
I don't know why I got like this. I'm good. He reacts to you at one of the exact hour intervals at like 3 hours or 4 hours. Well, it's just going to be him reacting to Melina's probably show and then saying all the same shit. These guys are like broken records for the shit they talk about. But somehow they've managed to do it for years? I don't know how long this guy's been on. Two years has he been on YouTube?
Over under on that guy being bald and insecure about it. Bonus meme.
Obama, mama, Obama.
DJ Ack ignores. Oh, Donald Trump ignores DJ academics. Wait, does he? It looked like Ack wasn't even paying attention for a little bit. It seems like all that happened. He's like on his phone. I don't think he knows that Donald Trump is coming by. I think he like just barely catches it, maybe, or he might even still be talking to his phone because he doesn't even look to the side. I don't think Ack even realizes this is Trump. No, I don't think Ack has any idea that he's even next to him.
Compliment to my life, and I'm a compliment to her life. We have polarity in our relationship, as I read to you from Royce, and I understand that.
Set like very quickly if they're not getting the response that they're supposed to. Oh, it's so sad. It's so sad. Okay. And the baby gets so upset, and like, it takes like 30 seconds for the baby like lose its mind because this is what
Why the fuck is he watching this part of my stream?
You guys are like, we're telling me to react harder, okay? Most people around here are insane. Normal loves to 90 baby so much with their Britney.
Okay, that's really funny.
They're all insecure plus vindictive, whether you intention or not. They all screw over you. Choose these people. I do. I like these people, okay? Oh, the next backstabber's in chat. YourMovieSucks.org. Me and Adam are gonna get into it over furries or something, and that'll be the end.
Does TikTok access the home Wi-Fi network?
Only if most people around you are saying normal loves do not need to be babied so much. Whether it's slice
on my home Wi-Fi network.
What would the question be? Back or whatever for these things. It feels like I guess you just do.
You can dress sexy and be in.
Okay. I don't want it. Like, let's follow the
All right, let's before we get into this, I already know that I've already preloaded these before the show, so I actually did my homework on this one. Before we get into this, I already know that Destiny's in a quote-unquote open relationship. Now, prior to all this, I was already talking about, like, when I was talking about the Officer Tatum videos, and I was explaining the difference between closed on your end, open on my end, right? There's different ways to arrange a relationship right now. So the first way to arrange that is what I have with my wife, okay? Closed on my end, closed on her end. If it's closed on both of our ends, the agreement is I'm not trying to pitch as much as people think I do. I'm trying to pitch myself to go find another lover, okay? People say,
why not just call it a monogamous relationship? What is this closed on both ends? Just call it a monogamous relationship.
Oh, you're blue pill. You're not high value because you can't do that. No, it's closed on my end, closed on her end. She realizes I'm a high value guy, and I realize that that's the arrangement that I have with my wife. Closed on her end, closed on my end. That's usually how a marriage works. I mean, heterosexual marriage, monogamy, I think it's gonna make a comeback sooner or later. Maybe I'm not. Closed on your end, closed on my end. That's the easiest one to understand. Then there is open on my end, closed on your end. That's when you start talking about Kevin Samuels, Myron, Justin Waller, the Tates. Anybody want to name somebody else who has that arrangement? I guess okay, Destiny does not have that arrangement. So open on my end, I can go bang whoever I want, but you're my main, you're my queen. I come back to you. I'm in love with you. All of my investments, all of my time, my resources, my provisioning, my protection, and my parental investment is all involved in you. But I'm a guy. I'm high value. Girls want to bang me, and I don't need variety, but I do want unlimited access to unlimited sexuality, and I'm high value enough that I think I can pull that off. Most women today are okay with that. I hate like Officer Tatum. Like,
Then why didn't you find one who is?
Blow his head blows up. I can't believe what we're doing. Then you got like this, right?
That's nasty. It is nasty, right? Isn't it nasty? Oh.
I think what's funny about, and God bless you, I love you, Jed, but like Justin Waller is like the perfect dude for Jed, except for one thing. Close on your end, open on his end. Other than that, he opens the door for you. He's a fine gentleman from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Owns his own business, and it's just a perfect Southern gentleman. My wife says I don't do a good impression of like a Southern accent. I disagree. I just think it depends on which Southern accent I do. Maybe not the deep South. I'll agree with you on that. I can do Texas accent pretty well because my father-in-law's from Texas. So, for instance, I don't think Jedediah would be with. I think in every other aspect, if Jedediah was single and she met Justin Waller and Justin was interested in her, I think they would have a beautiful relationship up to the point where it's open on his end and closed on her end. That's the only. Other than that, absolutely high value guy, and he knows he's a high value guy. If you've read my first book, there is a chapter in there. It's called The Threat, and I don't mean like you should threaten girls. I mean it's a threat in the sense that women feel threatened by a guy that nothing is more simultaneously arousing and threatening to a woman than a guy who understands his own value to women and embraces it and uses it. Because she still, she sees him as high value, but she also knows that he's self-aware enough that he is high value, knowing that she's going to probably share him with other women, whether she does so consciously or like by her own volition or not. I think a lot of women who, when you put that question to them and you say, would you share a high value guy with other women? They'd be like, no, I have more respect for myself than that. Like, and they would probably mean it. They would probably pass a polygraph test if you asked them if that was true. But in reality, when you see who they're dating, they're maybe high value guys, right? But they're sharing super high value guys because there's so few of them. So you got women who are like these strong, independent women from around the world, and
it's so crazy that he thinks that like this is just like the norm. Like generally, if you go to like any place, that just like there's always like 30 women dating like 3 guys. It's just like that's the norm.
They've already taken care of security. They've already long-term security. They've already taken care of provisioning, protection, and parental investment because of their business, their education, their OnlyFans, their modeling, whatever. They get paid more money than God because we live in an era where it's very easy for women to like make a buck off their sexual agency. And they don't have any use for guys that are like Destiny. They don't have any use for guys who aren't hot because they've got the money. Like, for instance, they don't need a blue-haired 34-year-old guy who's a little fat and chubby because he's got a lot of money and he's got status. Grant, he does. I'll give that to Destiny. But you put him at a pool party at Wet Republic, and they wonder why is he there to serve drinks?
Wait, what?
Like, for instance, they don't need a blue-haired 34-year-old guy who's a little fat and chubby because he's got a lot of money and he's got status. Grant, he does. I'll give that to Destiny. But you put him at a pool party at Wet Republic, and they wonder why is he there to serve drinks? Is he there to give towels? Is he like bringing equipment in? Is he a bar back? That's what they would think, right? Because women who are that hot don't have any use for the guys who like make as much money as they do. And maybe they do, maybe they don't, but they make enough.
Does he think the average woman is OnlyFans money? Everything he's saying is just it's so boring. Like, I feel like I could go crazy responding to Red Pill people because it's just like they say the same shit for years. I don't know how you don't get bored out of your fucking mind. Or I guess I do. Maybe that's why this guy doesn't get any views anymore. I don't know how you don't just get bored out of your mind listening to the same, like, 7 talking points over and over and over and over again. Holy shit. Like, actual bot behavior.
Enough so they don't worry about, like, long-term security. They're looking for...
As if you say anything novel, Destiny... stay mad, Daniel Klein, aka dipshit dumbfuck. I've been on the internet for 12 fucking years. I didn't stay here for as long as I have because I say the same shit over and over again. But cute that you think that.
The fuck's looking for the hot guy in the phone camera. In this case, the pool party at Wet Republic. Right? So they got no use for even guys who would be otherwise high value. So what's left? They don't need beta bucks. They want alpha fucks. So that's what they go for. I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep to a minimum today. There's a habanero in the pizza or in the soup. But that's really the long and the short of it. And we can look at this and see this in action, not only theoretically and research-wise, but we can just see it like on a daily basis. So they got no use for you. Then who do they have use for? Right? That's why high-value guys, when they say it's open on my end and closed on your end, that's why even women who are high-value women will put up with that. Because they don't care about the money. They care about how hot the guy is and does he lay down to the D. Because that's not something that women can easily buy. They can if they find a boy toy. They can if they find a guy who's like fun to be with, but they can't live with the guy. They can't start a relationship with that guy. So what do? They willfully embroil themselves, here's your vocabulary word, in relationships where they're sharing a high-value dude. All of the women in Tinder Swindler who knew about the other chicks, like there's several of them that did. They were still just fine. Oh, he's gonna fall in love with me. I'm gonna be the one to turn him.
You were on the internet for 12 years playing autism simulators.
But the idea was that they were okay, at least on paper. These are the same girls who would say, no, I wouldn't. I have more respect for myself than to do that. They would say that on Fresh and Fit, but then they would go right out and just jump on the next plane, go to Belarus with Tinder Swindler. So it's what's another chapter from my first book, The Medium is the Message. Don't listen to what a woman says, but watch what she does. People think that that's what that whole chapter is about. It's not. What it means is, it's not just watch what she does, it's that her behavior speaks a language to you.
True. I don't know why this guy is nobody. I don't know why I'm even watching this. True. Are you still going to debate Donovan Sharp? I don't think he wants to, or I don't know if Fresh Fit wants to, because it keeps getting like moved back and pushed around, so yeah, I don't know. Why do all these Red Pill guys all try and predict your future? Didn't Coach Red Pill say you'd get depressed and kill yourself by like 35?
No, I want to lay in a snake pile.
You did, in a bathtub.
Snakes that bit me didn't have any poison in them.
Maybe they did, which would explain a lot.
Jesus Christ, guys. How do you have 3K viewers today but had 11K on TikTok? Well, right now, I just started streaming like 20 minutes ago. We haven't done anything yet. And on TikTok, wait, you mean on Kick, right? I'm sorry, you said Kick, I said TikTok. Kick just has a lot of organic discovery and growth, potential, upside, growth potential. Okay. Today, it's a boring stream today. What's the plan for the day? Absolutely nothing. I'm going to sit here, say like 2 words, and I'm leaving in like 3 minutes, okay? There you go. Don't be expecting anything today. Sam Hyde vid. What is this?
Red alert. The Pentagon just received word that there's an entire building of people minding their own business without being harassed for no reason. We can't let them get away with this. Hassle Squad, assemble. Here's the game plan. First of all, we'll need a distraction. Someone really loud and obnoxious. Frank, that's where you come in. Once they're distracted, Sam will infiltrate the Magic the Gathering table and win the tournament prize. The president is counting on us to retrieve that $30 GameStop gift card. We'll also need a certain someone to gather evidence by recording all our crimes. To cover our escape, we'll send a double agent to blend in and play mind games. Mike, that's you. Be prepared when you have to face the Dark Marine. This is the big score, boys. The heist of the century. Get ready for a hassle.
Okay, what's your name, man? Oh, that was most of yeah. Cool, man. That's all I got.
Adam, Jen, the reason why you guys are here, you're on a quest.
I do like an RPG channel on YouTube. Is it okay if I just like record? Is that
Sure,
cool?
no problem.
I'm in position, standing by. The cavalry has arrived. Attack formation, engaging target.
Boost! Roll! Die! What's up, fuckers? How's it going? Which one of these little kids' games am I gonna wipe the floor with you fuckers with? Am I right? What's going on? You guys playing Pokemon Gay? Feel me in.
See, Sam's giving you an attack. That guy's giving me an attack, man. He's giving me an attack.
I'm having an attack!
I have to ask you guys.
Somebody calm that guy down!
I need you guys to leave.
I'm having an attack! Help him! He needs help! He's got an insulin problem. Get him some candy.
Take the skills, man.
He's gonna Kamehameha! Ah!
Target locked. Fire at will.
And like I was saying, you guys.
Enemy engaged.
I'm having an attack!
I see him outside right now. Let's go. I can see him right outside.
It's going nuts!
Kevin, let's go. No, let's go.
Whites versus blacks, it's on!
Alright, Kevin's about to fuck him up.
Yeah, I know.
No, he's not.
Kevin wouldn't fuck him up.
You're not gonna be able to calm him down.
Is that good or bad? I was having an attack.
You're gonna post that shit.
Sorry, man.
What's the channel, man? What's the channel, man?
$1 Million Extreme.
You look for trouble, trouble comes back.
That was insane.
Jesus, the editing of it is so high effort.
I don't like anime.
Kevin, they're from $1 Million. Don't worry about it.
Sorry, man. I was having an attack.
Are you okay now?
No, I'm fine now. I feel a lot better now.
Okay. Have a good one.
You too.
Where is
Mike?
Still in the behemoth?
Mike.
When they're playing games.
No, it's not impossible. I wouldn't say it's impossible. Can you not go with that?
I'm sorry, dude. Yeah.
That's so stupid.
The whole thing made me really nervous, so I'm just trying to calm down. That was crazy.
Don't worry.
All right, I'm good. I'm good.
We're all good. They left.
All right.
It's all right. That's their issue now.
Yeah.
Chill.
Cool.
We're good. We're good.
Cool.
Here you go, man. This will help. Believe it or
Oh,
not.
thank you, man.
Sugar helps. I always give it to my players.
All right.
So there it is. Point that way, bro. Point that way. Point that way.
Yeah, you're kind of blowing it in his face.
I'm a veteran. I have like PTSD, so it's like
That's cool, man.
I'm just trying to like calm down.
Thank you for your. You want to take a time out?
I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah, this is the best way to deal with memories of the war.
But I'm saying, you want to chill?
I'm good.
Okay, I get it. But what's your name?
Totally, man.
Yo, I'm sorry. So basically, with that roll is enough to actually feel like a kind of almost like a trot.
I'm gonna use my wind breath to blast the enemies. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
What damage did that do?
Not really, man.
Is that what the camera's for?
What do you mean? No, I record for my YouTube channel. $1 Million Extreme.
So it's just about you coming to tables and listening. No?
No, man.
Because we've asked you several times to not
I'm a
come.
veteran, dude.
I understand that.
And I'm glad. I know. I'm really glad for your service.
Yeah,
Really, I
me
am.
too. Can you thank me for my service? Can you salute me?
Well, you're not in uniform. I don't know your rank, so I don't know if
I'm
I should
sergeant.
salute you or not.
Sergeant.
You're with Hyde, right?
Yeah.
I cannot have you vape in this one, unfortunately.
All right, I'll talk. Sorry.
What the fuck, dude?
Can you salute me?
Well, I won't be able to salute you now because actually in-game, we're all civilians. So you have a better.
Well, I mean, I serve though in real
I
life.
agree with you, and I know that. But
Then why don't you salute me?
well, Mike, you said your name was Mike, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's address this correctly, so we can continue with the game.
Cool, man. Yeah.
I wouldn't salute you because we're civilians. So
Why doesn't August have this level of editing? True.
I would salute a soldier that's in uniform. But anyway, coming back to the game, if you want to participate, just help me out, all right?
Yeah. Okay.
We
Cool.
help each other out. Good.
What? I don't think you don't salute people out of uniform, do you? Don't you? Isn't it only when they're in uniform? I could be wrong, but
You all want to have a good time.
Can you just salute me though before we proceed?
No, it's okay. I won't be able to. I'm sorry.
Can you salute me?
Mike?
Thank you for my service.
Mike, can I just ask you one last thing?
Served in Afghanistan.
In Afghanistan?
Yeah. Desert Storm. I was in Desert Storm. I was in Marine Kill Squad 96. I was a sniper. What's so fun? Are you whacking at me? What's your problem, dude?
That
I
doesn't make
served.
sense. That was completely different time frames. That's what I'm laughing at.
What's your problem? You don't think I served?
No.
You call me a liar, man? Why?
Because
I'm just trying to relax for the nice game. You call me a liar.
You're trying to mess with us, and that's why you're recording.
I'm not messing with you, man. You're the one that's messing with me, not saluting me. All I have to do is all you have to do is just
We
salute.
asked you to stop smoking in the table. And you kept
I
going.
did. I stopped.
No.
I'm not smoking, am I?
They had to tell you to. Come on.
I stopped, dude. I just want you to salute me,
Okay,
man.
Mike, can we like, I guess, put the military topic on the
Yeah, it's
side?
just I have PTSD. I'm really sorry, man.
I get it. And
I have PTSD. I just.
Well, I'm asking you, Mike, if you could just calm down. Let's continue.
It would really help me calm down if you just saluted me. It's not hard to do. I don't think I'm asking a lot.
Why do you have to come in here and do that?
What do you mean?
Why do you have to come in here and be a clown like that?
I'm not being calm. Dude, I served.
Trying to play a game. Why do you have to interrupt him like that? Be an idiot.
The ultimate game is the Battlefield, which is a game that I play.
I'm gonna ask you for real. I've tried to be very.
Yeah, but you haven't saluted me.
No, because I'm trying to be polite and I'm trying to be respectful.
Well, then why don't you salute me? It's not hard.
I don't need.
It's really easy.
You played before, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, Mike.
I don't have him with me. I wasn't DMing when I came here.
I need you to play back the tip. I can't have you at the tip.
All right. Okay. Sir.
I'm sorry.
See you. Are you kicking me out for being a veteran?
No, I'm not. I'm asking.
Is that why?
I'm asking.
Why are you laughing at me, man?
He's a veteran too. It's not because you're a veteran.
It's because I'm gay?
No, it's because you're part of St. Hyde's $1 million exchange.
Yeah?
Yeah. So I have to ask you.
Why, man?
Because you're disrespecting my players.
They're disrespecting me. This guy wouldn't salute me.
You're a veteran?
Yeah, man.
What MOS are you?
Wait, what?
What MOS are you?
741.
741
Yeah,
what?
infantry.
No, that's not infantry.
Yeah, it is.
11 Bravo is infantry.
Sounds like you got your information wrong, dude.
I gotta start. I know you're trying to.
Can I just need one salute and I'll leave? One salute.
It's not funny. I'm sorry.
Just one salute and I'll leave, man.
We're a hobby.
Yeah, I understand.
But I don't think this matters right now.
What do you mean?
I don't think it matters right now.
Well, you're saying my service doesn't matter?
No, if you're in the military, I mean, I respect your service. Thank you for your service, but
Okay, that's good. That's a good start. It would help if you saluted while you said that.
I don't think I have to, sir.
Well, I just think that's rude.
Okay, but I find it rude that you're disrespecting my players and you're not giving them.
I'm trying not to. If they wouldn't salute me, they got some problem or something. I don't know why.
Being disrespectful for everybody.
I understand. Can you just salute me before I leave?
No, but I understand.
Is someone here gonna salute me?
No,
I just need one good salute and I'll leave. I really think it's a 2-second hand gesture, man. This all could have been avoided. I think honestly you're being unreasonable.
I don't think I'm being unreasonable.
You don't have to, but I just think that it's like common courtesy.
You understand staying in the military when you're not in cause valor, it's a federal offense, you can't go to jail for it?
No, actually, that's if you try to get benefits from it.
No.
Yeah, you haven't read the law. You're not a Marine, dude. I was a Marine.
It'd be very nice if you can leave right now.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
What was your MOS?
741.
It's all 311.
No, man, 731.
It's all 311.
Sounds like you got your wrong info, man.
Oh, yeah?
You need to go play some more Call of Duty, man.
Oh, yeah?
Holy shit.
Oh yeah?
These guys get their info from Call of Duty. They think they're like a soldier or something. It's weird.
Well, do we? Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that?
All right, man. Okay.
Okay. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. I just like Okay, now we're away from the communist man salute me.
Real life, homeboy. Real life.
But did you get
real life?
Did you get diamond camo?
Real life, boy. Whites versus blacks. It's on. I'm gonna show you right now. I got that blue shirt medal from 1999. Go look it back on top.
Did you
You
get-
see it through the window, homeboy.
Did you get diamond camo in real life?
I am in a state of shock right now. I believe I am the first person on YouTube, if not in the world, to discover how to unlock the diamond secret camo on Black Ops 2.
You're making a bad decision right now.
Why?
Sir, you realize how many people want to follow you outside right now?
Well, what, for autograph? To get an autograph for me being a Marine?
Leave. Can you just leave?
All right, cool. Yeah.
I want to go home.
Can you just salute me though on the way out?
No.
Why not? I'll salute you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Can you salute me, dude?
I thought you just go kill yourself.
That's me. Come on, dude. Don't assault me. Hey, there's no need to do that, man. Yeah. Yeah, like me. No, man, I'm just trying to leave. This guy came and hit my camera, man.
That's pretty disrespectful.
Yeah, to me, you're right. I'm disrespected.
Can we fight it? No assault charges, no battery charges.
I'm turning the camera off. I really didn't mean to fuck with you, sir. I'm sorry, bud. I know. You handled it very well. Honestly, out of all the people we've tried to provoke, you handled it very well, and I don't mean to fuck with you. So.
What number store were we today?
You were like 7.
Really?
Yeah.
Jeez.
We work overtime, but I want to say, unironically, you actually handled it very well, and I'm sorry if I, for the stress.
It's okay. No, it's okay.
I'll see you, man.
All right. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
What?
Go on YouTube.
Like 2-3 months.
Okay.
Yeah. Later,
See you
dude.
guys later.
Yep.
So guys, I hope you've enjoyed seeing the diamond camos for the first time ever.
Let me know what you guys think about Diamond's camo in Black Ops 3 by leaving a comment.
If you want to see more gameplays with those weapons, then subscribe to my channel. Also, you can click these links on the screen, which will take you to gameplays with gold weapon camo.
Those guys, the gamers are like smarter and better anyway. And they knew they weren't disturbed by, they weren't going to be disturbed by any of that, except for Kevin.
The black guy.
What is the Dark Marine
truly planning? Find out in the next installment of
Hassle Squad.
A gigantic thread, 2,000 comments on the H3H3 production subreddit, the initial post of which got deleted, by the way, of people protesting against Hassan's awful takes in Ukraine. I don't think lefties like Hassan, though I'd consider this a far-right position in the Ukraine conflict, understand how isolating and how weird and how strange it is for lefties to go on and on.
How is it a far-right position when the guy that came on to give this take was a far-left person, Richard Wolff? How can he say it's a far-right position? Wait, what?
About like anti-fascism, equitable treatment for minorities, and then to just bald-facedly, line for line, repeat Russian propagandists in their defense of a fascist state taking over a liberal democracy with explicit blood and soil apologia in their justification for doing so. It's a little jarring to have we get it, you know, America bad, man, military-industrial complex bad, but it's not just that, because if it was just a principled opposition to the military-industrial complex, you wouldn't be pretending that Russia is offering peace deals in good faith. It's not just America bad. If you want to think America bad, then Godspeed, go for it. It's a free country, unlike Russia, where you wouldn't be able to say Russia bad. You get arrested for that. That doesn't excuse you from being wrong. You're like repeating Russian disinfo, pretending that shit, man. It's so bad. Why? I wonder if the mods deleted this post or if they deleted it themselves. They also failed to mention Ukraine surrendering their nukes peacefully in return for being left alone, only to have Crimea stolen a few years later. It's like everyone here, it's all like Ethan Klein fans who hate what Hassan is doing and saying about this. And I don't blame, because again, it's like psychotic. My husband is Ukrainian and I am strongly behind you. What peace talks? Ukraine wants to be left alone and be a sovereign nation. There's not ambiguity. If France invaded Spain, if Canada invaded the US, there is no question that the invaded country should have its borders and sovereignty restored. Won negotiations to stop the unprovoked bombing and killing of people. I'm shocked with Hassan's take in Ukraine.
Damn.
Well, it's the same take he's always had. So maybe this is just the first time it's come up.
Wait, does he have any ear problems again? Bro, what's going on?
Verse. This person's defending Hassan, but doing so with points that I've talked about. This is a very active subreddit. The Hassan fans in the sub were saying the sub was rated by your fans. There are some weird people in Hassan's fan group. It's like, because he has such a broad tent, so it's like the anti-me people are very conspiratorial.
It's
Maybe
the other
you
ear
shouldn't
now?
have, worn such
True.
a short
Or maybe he
skirt.
mirrored
Yeah,
it.
You should debate the two.
And then moved his whole room
Ethan,
around.
First of all, Ethan wouldn't disagree with anything I have to say. For two, Hassan would never debate me on this. 0% chance that he ever would. There's no chance in the world that he would ever do that. Hassan just wants the war to end. Yeah, the problem is, like wars can end on good or bad terms. For instance, I would think that the history with Russia has made it pretty clear that a war ending with them doesn't actually mean that much. Like, Ukraine was given sovereignty, and then, when they failed to make Ukraine a puppet state through Yanukovych and making him a dictator, they just invaded the Donbass, and they took Crimea. Like, and then they violated the ceasefire with the Minsk Accords multiple times, and they lied constantly about their level of involvement in supporting and then, like, directly sending troops into the Donbass. And then they invaded all of Ukraine. Like, the idea that anyone should ever trust Russia when it comes to just, oh yeah, well, we'll make any concession to end the conflict, it's just appeasement. It's just appeasement. It's no different. It's just appeasement.
Yeah, get a new chair, little bro. Little bro, let me blow my nose. Hold on one second. Hold on one second.
The only way this conflict can really properly end is by Russia being beaten back and crippled. And people don't like to hear that, you know? But that's because they're not realists. They don't understand how the world actually works. There is no reason to believe that a country that would invade with no provocation whatsoever like Russia would be cowed into not doing so again in the future out of what? Good vibes? Peace? All you're showing them by conceding territory from Ukraine's perspective is that they can get what they want by doing this. Oh, Russia just has to tank their economy and lose 150,000 soldiers and they get more territory. Oh, great. Maybe they can advance further towards Kyiv next time, you know? They don't care. The Kremlin doesn't care about tanking its economy and killing its people. They're already dirt poor. They already kill their own people all the time. They don't give a shit. It's not a democracy.
I mean, I think they probably would care. I think that they care a lot right now. I think that's why they're desperately trying to hold on to the little bit of land they've got. Please, it's peacetime. Okay. Is somebody saying the N-word here? I don't know. I look at this clip. I don't even know what language this guy speaks, or if he's trying to talk to somebody or what.
Now fuck you, nigga.
It sounds like he's saying niggum. I don't know. I don't know if he's actually saying. I don't think he's trying to say the N-word here.
Now fuck you, nigga. Fuck.
Yeah, I don't know. What the fuck? Destiny, that's sick, nerd. Allegedly, it was a pregnancy, was a donor, had the name blah, 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 or some shit. He's trying to be canceled as Oda Block, another famous art streamer, got recently canceled for a transphobic take. Okay, I don't know. Low tier god about trans people.
I can understand, like, how are you guys living in 2023 with all the shit that we've seen growing up? And you motherfuckers really be astonished and blown away when somebody wants to change their gender. It should be like, you know what it should feel like when somebody wants to change their gender? It should be like you just woke up and smelled the air. Like it should just be normal at this point. Like I seen the tweet and I was like, why are people in an outrage for this dude wanting to like be whoever the fuck he is? Like, or I don't know if they've actually labeled themselves as something else, but it just doesn't bother me. Like,
Wait, is this a try? I can't tell what's happening right now. Is this real?
I feel like if you're upset over somebody's sexuality, you got something going on in your personal mental to maybe where you're not sure of what you are. Because if you're a real actual masculine man, it shouldn't bother you what somebody else does. Like, it shouldn't have bothered you if Dwayne Wade's, you know, such and such wanted to decide to be a daughter instead of a son. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, it's just the normality. It's either you practice the shit or you don't. But it shouldn't like really fuck with you. Like, damn, what the fuck? Yeah. Oh, fuck it.
Jesus.
Fucking retard.
Oh.
Fucking retard.
Low tier God says trans rights and kill yourself.
No shot you guys fall for this. Well, wait, how old is this, okay? We might be looking at a new evolved low-tier god. Did you see Lav called you out on Twitter and deleted it? Oh, yeah, she posted her DM. I don't know what she is expecting to... I don't know if she thinks it exonerates her. She added me, I think last night or 2 nights ago. And I was like, oh, the legend. After she adds me. Obviously, she's going to DM me. And then we showed at each other for like 20 or 30 minutes. And then at the end, she's like, well, maybe at least if we're on panels together, we can make it interesting. You can go read all the DMs. I think she posted it somewhere.
Fucking faggot ass nigga.
Whoa! Okay, this is old. This is old low tier god. Okay.
That's exactly why I got this dude blacklisted. He ain't trans. He didn't fucking get his dick slit. He ain't got the balls for that.
Okay, let's chill.
Man, don't you just hate them all? Well, if you happen to be a creative working in Hollywood today, then the answer is probably yes. Either because you genuinely believe it, or because you think it's what you're expected to say these days just to get hired. But whatever the reason, there's been a bit of a change in the past few years in how men are portrayed on screen. And here's a hint, it hasn't been a good one. Hard as it may be to believe now, there was a time when we were practically spoiled for choice when it came to cool, awesome, aspirational male heroes on the big and the small screen. Whether they were scrappy underdogs who had to rise to the challenge, or brave adventurers risking life and limb for fortune and glory, or hard-bitten cops taking on the criminal underbelly of society, they were a whole generation of men who kicked ass, triumphed against the odds and saved the day, and usually looked pretty cool doing it. That time, however, has passed, and the once mighty list of male cinematic heroes has dwindled to just a handful of aging characters living on borrowed time before they're ultimately recast, rebooted, or remade for modern audiences. The traditional heroic male lead that was pretty much the bedrock foundation of cinema for almost 100 years is apparently no longer a viable commodity in entertainment today. They're too dated, too toxic, too dangerous to put into the limelight, and so they've been replaced with more acceptable alternatives. Don't believe me? Fuck it, go turn on your TV and watch basically any commercial break that comes up in the next hour or so. Tell me, how many dumb, hapless, incompetent husbands, fathers, and boyfriends do you see constantly screwing up even the most simple household tasks and needing someone more diverse to bail them out? Go ahead, I'll wait. Now, this is a trend that I've noticed creeping.
I feel like that's something I brought up before. I guess it'd be good to have like examples. It feels like even traditionally that was always like the stereotype. Even when the husbands were like super competent, it always felt like the wives were more competent. Am I crazy on that? Like even for Fresh Prince, where the dad was like a high-powered attorney, or for Bill Cosby, where he was like a doctor, doctor. It felt like the wives were always like the ones that were like super handling shit. I don't know if the husbands were ever super incompetent. Now, if you go to the like the mid-tier, not the mid-tier shows, but like Roseanne and shit, I think the husbands were more. But even so, I feel like that's been a stereotype through like the The Simpsons is a good example. Movies like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Yeah, I feel like this has just kind of been that's just like a stereotype that's existed for a long time, I think.
been into films and TV for quite some time now, and I think the problem comes in a number of different flavours, or tropes if you will. So let's take some time to look at each one in turn. And this is going to be a pretty big topic, so I'll probably have to make this video a two-parter to give each one the attention it deserves. And believe me, they're going to get plenty of my attention. Anyway, strap in dear viewer as I take you through the tropes of modern male characters. Trope number 1, the death of the stoic man. Pick out any random selection of mainstream movies that are more than 10 or 15 years old and give them a watch. Now pay particular attention to the men in those movies. Watch how they act, how they communicate with each other, the pace and tone and tempo of their conversations. Watch how they carry themselves. Think about the subtle shifts of power and dominance as their scenes progress. The use of pauses and facial expressions and eye contact to clue the audience in on who's dictating the pace of the conversation. Do this and you'll probably begin to pick up on a few things, like the fact that men in older movies are generally able to convey a lot more by saying less. They're generally more reserved and project a kind of quiet confidence. They're less prone to big emotional outbursts or energetic displays of high-strung verbal dialogue.
I feel like it depends on like the types of movies they're talking about too, though, right? Because like some old movies had like really emotional scenes between men. How old is this movie? How old is Good Will Hunting? This has got to be like 20 years old at this point, right? Or longer? Good Will... Did this come out in the 90s? Wikipedia. 1997. Jesus, that's like 27 years old at this point. 26 years old. Like I feel like this fight, like,
Buddy, I think I got the tech down. You just go and claim I'm a trans female who happens to be lesbian and be immune to criticism. Ladies, my inbox is now open. No longer an incel, but a proud trans lesbian.
Good for you. There's probably like, I'm sure there's like a trend towards like different types of protagonists and stuff. I'm not going to deny that. Although sometimes I really do wonder, what's up? Hi. Dead Poet Society as well. Probably a lot of stuff with Robin Williams in it. I feel like if Good Will Hunting is first of all, Good Will Hunting is I'm sorry, I was going to say a good movie. Good Will Hunting is an amazing movie. This is a very, very, very good movie. Okay? If you disagree, you're just wrong. I feel like if Good Will Hunting came out today, I feel like people would shit on it and call it like an SJW movie. Like, oh, like, you've got like finally like a strong male character and the way that he connects is by crying like a little baby pussy bitch to a fucking loser therapist who quit was he in the military to do art or whatever and be a therapist? I don't remember if he's in the military. I don't think he was. He might have been. Like, I feel like that's what people would say for this movie if it was released today. Oh yeah, and then lefties would shit on it because it's an all-white cast. True. True. No, he quit his career. Oh, did he quit his career to get married? Yeah, that might have been it. What are the top grossing movies of 2022? Fuck, hold on. Top Gun Maverick. Well, that's got a strong male lead. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Oh, Wakanda Forever. Was that with all the women? I don't actually know who led on this one. I didn't watch this. Doctor Strange. I'm assuming that was like a white male lead. Avatar, blue lead. Jurassic World. Fuck, I haven't watched so many of these. Oh, Batman was a white male guy. Thor was a white male dude. Spider-Man. Was he black in that one? Or am I thinking of Spider-Verse? Oh, this was like 3 white dudes. And then Sonic? What race does he count? Oh, so there's like 2 blue people here. Avatar and Sonic? So it feels like that a lot of this is still here. What he's looking for, maybe? I don't know. Let's hear him out.
Diarrhea. They spend less time talking about themselves and how things make them feel, and more time grappling with whatever problem or issue is
Imagine
actually at
thinking
hand.
the guy from Taxi Driver should be considered a role model.
Nice.
Decide to show aggression, it's generally controlled and carefully measured and deployed at just the right moment of high. They're generally more reserved and project a kind of quiet confidence. They're less prone to big emotional outbursts or energetic displays of high-strung verbal diarrhea. They spend less time talking about themselves and how things make them feel, and more time grappling with whatever problem or issue is actually at hand. When they decide to show aggression, it's generally controlled and carefully measured and deployed at just the right moment for maximum impact. They're less likely to admit to personal weaknesses, insecurity and emotional fragility, or complain about physical discomfort and danger. In writing terms, this is what we refer to as stoicism. A stoic character is one that's generally reserved and emotionally distant, the kind of person who bears their troubles and discomforts without too much complaining. It's a character type most commonly associated with traditional ideas of masculine behaviour. Why? Because that's how men generally act around each other. Now take a look at men in mainstream movies today, and pay attention to the same aspects that you looked at before. I can pretty much guarantee you're going to notice a big difference between the two. The men in movies and TV shows now tend to come across as annoyingly talkative and expressive, reacting emotionally to what other people say and do, instead of coolly observant and keeping their own feelings in check. And this is important.
I feel like there's a huge selection here, right? Like in terms of like the movies that he's selecting for, because even older movies had like, even like Oh god, it's been so long since I've watched some of these. But even like the older gangster movies and shit would have like emotional, crazy outbursts from a lot of the main characters. I want to say there were several in Scarface and in the movie Casino. Like these, didn't they? Am I? Fuck, I have to go back. I honestly, God, I don't have the memory. It's been so long. But I feel like even in those movies there'd be times where the characters are doing it. It feels like he's Joe Pesci. Is it? I don't know if this guy's name. Yeah. The Sopranos. True. Yeah. The Sopranos is all about him going to therapy. Yeah, I don't know. It's been so long since I've seen the Godfather movies, and I think I only saw one, so I can't comment on them. But
Because here's a little secret for you, boys and girls. The ability to just shut the fuck up for a minute and let an uncomfortable silence stretch out before you is a pretty powerful weapon when it comes to tense conversations. Because you're making it clear that you don't care much whether the other person expects a response. You'll speak to them when you're goddamn good and ready. Male characters today, however, mirror whatever they see and hear instead of imposing their own pace and tone on the conversation. They seem uncomfortable with the idea of protracted silence and feel the need to constantly talk to fill the gaps. Any real action that they take has to be undercut by ironic self-deprecating humor, which instead of being funny, just makes them come across as insecure and lacking the confidence of their own convictions. Like the idea of being assertive and taking decisive action is so silly that it has to be made into a self-conscious joke. Generally speaking, they're easily intimidated and outmatched by strong female personalities, usually folding like a house of cards the moment they're challenged on something, and they're almost never able to hold their own in an argument, even if the facts and general situation.
I feel like you could make his argument, but like only by selecting certain. Like I feel like, where are you going?
Just going to the mall.
Why?
Fun.
Wearing that?
Why? What's wrong with this?
Why don't you put a real shirt on? Why don't you cover up, Mel?
What? It's just not even cleavage.
Who are you dressing for right now?
Dressing for your mom.
Be Mel.
I love you.
I love you. Don't die.
Actually support their position. They lack both the quick thinking and the belief in themselves needed to press their advantage and assert control over a situation. In functional terms, what you see on screen these days aren't really men in the normal sense. They're basically hyperactive, hyper-emotional, hyper-talkative children forced into men.
Hyperactive, fuck! I just need like a month to like do a fucking video essay. Hyperactive, hyper-emotional, like... It's been so long. Was that not the story of like Rambo 1? Isn't he like a super fucking PTSD veteran who's like super mind fucked after coming back from Vietnam and shit, and he's like got like a ton of fucking problems dealing with it. Like, and I feel like these would be like the traditional masculine fucking men or whatever that people. I'm pretty sure he showed footage of like Rambo and stuff, or like Scarface or Taxi Driver. Yeah, I feel like. I feel like this is like a pretty common trend. Again, I'm not trying to say that like movies haven't changed. Obviously they have. I feel like these. He literally breaks down crying at the end of Rambo. Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like there's an argument in here, but it feels like he's being very, very, very selective. I'm not sure. I don't know.
And the belief in themselves needed to press their advantage and assert control over a situation. In functional terms, what you see on screen these days aren't really men in the normal sense. They're basically hyperactive, hyper-emotional, hyper-talkative children forced into men's bodies. They're a kind of shallow, trite projection of what insecure, effeminate, emotionally fragile Hollywood screenwriters imagine men to be, either because they dislike the idea of the masculine, stoic male archetype, or they lack the breadth of life experience to be able to write characters like that in the first place. There seems to be this weird
breadth of life experience to write characters like that in the first place? Bro, what kind of characters are we talking about? Maybe movies also change over time. Like, we write different stories, right? Like, I don't know if you can just do the same character. We were not going to have like 150 years of cowboy spaghetti westerns or whatever, right? Like,
belief that stoic personalities are inherently dangerous and unhealthy, like men who don't constantly express their every thought and feeling are nothing but fountains of repressed rage and raw emotion, that taking decisive action and wanting to assert control over a tense situation is somehow fundamentally wrong. Well, if you're a man anyway. And well, to put it bluntly, that's absolute bullshit. The reality is that most of the time, men just don't feel things as deeply as people seem to imagine. They don't tend to get hung up on things in the same way that other people do. They don't constantly fret and worry over trivial problems. They don't like to be disrespected or treated as a weak link in the chain, and they generally don't complain about minor discomforts or things that nobody can actually fix, because they find that kind of behaviour annoying and off-putting in other people. And yet, that seems to be what we're being force-fed in our fictional characters these days. Jesus, no wonder cinemas are having their worst years in fucking decades. Whatever the reasoning behind it, the result is a kind of frustrating, neutered, childlike interpretation of male behaviour that doesn't really line up with what real, normal people experience day to day. Personally, I find that I can't relate to more and more male characters in movies today because they simply don't talk, act, or look like any of the men I've actually known in my life, and they're definitely not something I'd want to aspire to. Trope number 2, the
How many men have you met that act like Batman? What the fuck?
well-constructed hero. Remember all those awesome, heroic male characters that you liked when you were growing up? Well, forget about them because they were never actually heroes in the first place, and modern Hollywood is determined to prove it to you. And truly, what more quintessential example could I possibly give to start things off than Luke Skywalker, who went from one of the most iconic and beloved heroes in all of cinema to a sad, broken, miserable, and forlorn man, living alone on a windswept island and just running out the clock until he could eventually die. Truly, Rian Johnson understood exactly what he was doing with this one. He performed the most epic character assassination of all time, determined to kill not just the man, but his legacy along with him. Or how about Rocky Balboa, the ultimate underdog and symbol of scrappy, determined optimism, a man who fought his way to the top through sheer determination and willpower, taking down men bigger and stronger than himself through sheer refusal to give up. Then you get to something like Creed, where he's portrayed as a sad, lonely old man who's given up on life, a man who isn't even willing to go through life-saving cancer treatment because he just doesn't care about living anymore. Truly,
Okay. I really like the Creed movie. That is such a dog shit summary of that movie. It makes me not take anything else this guy says seriously. I could have fought a little bit on the Star Wars thing because technically Luke does have a redemption at the end, right? And he does it. He has a little moment against, but fuck, I didn't really like the Star Wars movies that much, so fuck it. Creed was a really good movie. Creed 1 was a really good movie. Did you watch Creed 3? Fuck no. Creed 2 is okay. Creed 1 just on his own is a good movie. This is such a horrible fucking summary of Creed. Fuck me.
Down men bigger and stronger than himself through sheer refusal to give up. Then you get to something like Creed, where he's portrayed as a sad, lonely old man who's given up on life, a man who isn't even willing to go through life-saving cancer treatment because he just doesn't care about living anymore. Truly inspiring stuff. Or Jean-Luc Picard, the culture...
Fuck, I'm actually so triggered by that. I'm so triggered by that summary. Fuck me.
Intelligent, clear-headed diplomat, capable leader and brave explorer from Star Trek The Next Generation, once the epitome of the thinking man's hero, now reduced to a confused, frail old man who needs to be put firmly in his place by someone more diverse.
Sheer fucking hubris.
Yeah, that'll teach you to get ideas
I don't
of
know
your
anything
station,
about the new Trek
Jean-Luc.
shit.
Or how about Superman? Surely one of the most long-standing examples of the strong, square-jawed, patriotic male superhero. Well, not in the mind of Zack Snyder, who transformed him into a sullen, brooding, conflicted outsider who doesn't even know if he can or should help humanity in any way. Wow, you really nailed the character there, Zack. Well done, son. Or perhaps James Bond, surely the ultimate man's man. A tough, cold, ruthless man of action who can handle any threat and seduce any woman with ease. But oh no, we can't allow harmful stereotypes like that to persist in the current era of Hollywood. We have to make him sad and pouty and hung up on a woman who died like 4 movies ago. And when he tries to flirt with women now, it becomes a point of awkward comedy because, gosh darn it, why on earth would they be attracted to a man like him? Yep, that's what I want. I want to be laughing at James Bond. Just like all the others, he has to be carefully softened, broken down, his air of danger and sensuality and confidence slowly stripped away to make him less threatening, less assertive, less intelligent, and well, generally just less than what he was before. And ultimately, it points to one general problem. We're not being given...
Hold on, I'm just curious.
You know...
The Last of Us Season 1 full review. I feel like I'm listening to movie commentary from like 2015 right now, 2016. That's what I feel like.
Positive, inspiring male heroes to look up to anymore, and the ones that we used to enjoy are having their legacies slowly eroded and undermined in an attempt to taint our whole perception of them. We've got nothing to look forward to in the present, and our past is being taken away from us. You've got to love it. Trope number 3. Men are just dumb, I guess. One of the things that really seems to have taken hold in modern entertainment is the idea that the smartest person in the room can never possibly be a man. Whether it's comically brain-dead morons like the Red Guardian from Black Widow, whose one and only character trait is that he can punch things really hard, well, except when he has to actually fight someone important, or supposedly ruthless military leaders like General Hux getting suckered in and provoked into a rage by a "your mum" joke, or the seemingly endless numbers of dumb, corrupt, abusive men in Westworld just lining up to be summarily executed for their crimes. I'm not kidding, pretty much every episode from season 1 onwards is just the same trope repeated over and over again.
I haven't watched any of these things.
Or how about Dr. Henry Wu, the brilliant genetic engineer who made Jurassic Park possible? Except it turns out that he wasn't actually all that brilliant after all, because all he really did was piggyback off the research of Charlotte Lockwood, a far more talented and intelligent scientist who nobody had ever heard of until she was retconned into the story later. The message is always the same. Men and everything that they do are stupid, they didn't earn or deserve anything that they actually have, and most of the time they need a smarter, stronger, and better female character.
I don't know where the trend is going on this, but the whole the whole like, oh, like there's like, fuck, I'm so triggered. It's that fucking Wakanda movie, the Black Panther one, where it's like, oh, the 7 hyper intelligent white men in the room couldn't figure it out, but now this 13-year-old African princess like knows the answer, or like that whole like, oh, the woman here is figured. That trope does get really fucking old, especially when they play it off as like a big like girl power moment. It's like, okay, like, stop, Jesus.
character to get them on track. As another little example here, take Kevin from Ghostbusters 2016. Now, his character is a counterpart to Janine in the original movie. The difference, though, is that Janine was always portrayed as smart, efficient, and good at her job. The comedy in her case mostly stemmed from her exasperation at the others, either because she hadn't been paid or because she was wildly overworked. Yeah, she was sassy and abrasive with people, but one thing she wasn't was dumb. Kevin, on the other hand, isn't just stupid, he's ridiculously, obscenely stupid to the point where you could probably make a genuine argument that his character had moderate to severe learning difficulties. I feel like you're mocking the afflicted here, Paul. The intended humour here was to contrast his physical attractiveness with his complete lack of brains and common sense, in effect making him a male bimbo, surely one of the most tired of all movie cliches. But again, it's apparently fine to portray men this way because, as we all know, men are dumb, and that's funny. They certainly don't have anything to teach other characters, even if they're far older and more experienced than them. Taking the Luke Skywalker example from earlier, consider how not only does he have no wisdom or lessons of value to impart to Rey, despite his decades of experience with the Force, the dangers of the dark side and the possibility of redemption, but he actually learns things from her instead. Because one of the other annoying tropes of modern cinema is that you can't have male mentors teaching women anything of value. And I think this problem was best articulated by Kevin Feige when he was asked why Doctor Strange never made an appearance in the TV show WandaVision, when it absolutely would have made sense for the MCU's best magic user to take part in a show that was specifically about magic. Quote, some people might say, oh, it would have been so cool to see Doctor Strange, but it would have taken away from Wanda. We didn't want the end of the show to be commoditized to go to the next movie. Here's the white guy, lets me show you how power works.
Cringe.
And that right there is the real reason why they didn't want him in the show, because they couldn't stand the idea of a male character.
I think there was an ending, there was the ending scene in The Boys season 3, spoiler alert, where that, the lesbian woman, like, was probably supposed to get blown up and die, but then she doesn't, and they're like, we didn't want to kill the lesbian woman, and I'm like, okay, well, that's a little bit cringe, but...
teaching a woman anything of value because it would violate the rules of modern writing, which have apparently decided that men are dumb, they don't know anything of value, and they have nothing to teach anyone. And trust me, once you realise that's the thinking behind so much of modern movie making, well, you're never going to be able to unsee it. Now, the thing is, I'm not saying for 1 second that every male character now has to be some domineering, super confident alpha male who eats raw meat and destroys everyone around him just by looking at them. That kind of crushing conformity would be just as tedious and artistically limiting as the strong female character trope that Emily Blunt recently spoke out about. And don't worry, I'm going to address that one in due course. Believe that. But what I am saying is that it would be nice to see a bit of balance and variety for a change. Instead of Hollywood trying to push the unhealthy message that masculinity in all its forms is toxic, broken, and needs to change, how about showing us a range of positive...
I don't know, I feel like when I look at these like top lists, like, you still have those male characters, right? The Doctor Strange guy probably is. I watched the movie. Top Gun absolutely is. Avatar and Jurassic, I don't watch these two. Batman guy does his like strong male shit. Or is it because the characters are like a bit more conflicted? Is that like a bad thing? Or, but I feel like some of the characters in some of the older ones were conflicted as well. Like, not Rocky. Rambo was like, at least the Rambo from Rambo 1 is a good example of that. Thor was super soy. I never saw the Thor movie. Minions is literally about the rise of a white male. I don't know anything about the Minions movies.
Male characters. How about acknowledging that men actually have something to offer the world? That the drive, the focus, the protectiveness, the assertiveness, and the competitiveness that comes so naturally to them can be a force for good, instead of some destructive impulse that needs to be curbed and corrected. Trust me, it won't kill you to acknowledge that men, just like women, can be pretty damn awesome at times. And who knows, your audience might just thank you for it too. Anyway, that's going to do it for part 1. I'm going to come back and address the remaining tropes in my next video, so stay tuned for that. So anyway, that's all I've got for today.
Okay, I'm good. Do you feel like it's fair for audiences to be upset with gay characters constantly dying? I personally don't see the importance of having a character alive in a movie if their arc is concluded well. I mean, if gay characters died all the time, that would probably suck, but it does feel kind of weird that there's like minority plot armor sometimes around people. That seems kind of dumb sometimes.
Only for the later movie? I don't know. I seem to remember hearing that talk for some time. Oh, you little shit, Nick.
Ah!
Let's go over here. Come on. Get this, get this, get this. No! Okay. Oh. Please don't. Please don't. Please don't.
Man, how old is this? Who is this person?
Emma Watson, Craigasm.
He was gonna say nincompoop. True.
On his journey before succumbing to wounds he sustained in the battle, finally dying.
3.1k views. Okay. I got so used to watching Samuel Jackson dying in every movie. Destiny's supremacy never stops. True.
And that right there is the real reason.
Do modern movies hate men? A response to the critical thinker.
Man who fought his way to the top.
From Turf Nation. Wow.
I wish I wasn't racist. I wish I wasn't addicted to Call of Duty.
Man, I wish the colors didn't get mixed in with the whites.
Amen, brother. I wish I wasn't racist. I wish I wasn't addicted to Call of Duty.
Man, I wish the colors didn't get mixed in with the whites.
Amen, brother.
Wait, I don't get it. Are they... Does that mean something particular in Call of Duty? Mixing colors and whites? Or are they just both racist and that's just a joke? I don't know what the COD thing means. No, I know what the mixing colors and whites in laundry means. Okay. Alright, well, I'm gonna pack and do shit around the house. Maybe I'll be back later. Maybe, we'll see. Be careful, my dude, nose.
Got like a pickup truck and it's got like the orange light on top. It was like 4,000. But like I can do anything. I can park anywhere and I flip the light on. I'm like God in the truck. One time I was like picking my girlfriend up and there's like kind of Uber drivers. I just turned the light on and honked. Everyone was out.
Are you serious?
Dude, I got fucking high-vis vest in the glove compartment. Dude, instead of getting junk removal, I just put on the high-vis vest and dump it in anyone's dumpster. No one stops you because you're in a white truck. You're in a white truck with a light on top and you're wearing a high-vis vest.
Jesus. All right, be careful.